Good morning, dear students. Today I am here to tell you about absorption of minerals. In the last class we have discussed about the absorption of water and nutrients. Today we will talk about the absorption of minerals. So there are two mechanisms through which the minerals can be absorbed. One is your passive transport and another one is your active transport. So absorption of minerals, generally the minerals which are present in the ions form, means either in the form of cation or in the form of anion, these will be only absorbed in most of the cases. Okay, they are either present in the soluble forms in the soil solution, or they are adsorbed ions on the surface of some colloidal particles. So what will be the colloidal particles? Inside the soil, the mineral salts, they are present in combination with the liquids or solids which are present. So they will form the colloid solution and they are present in the form of ions. Okay. Now mineral absorption, it is an independent process. These are not absorbed along with water. They are absorbed independently. Okay. Most of the minerals occur in the ionic form, as I have told you, and are absorbed by the two main methods. That is, first your passive absorption and second one is your active absorption. Okay, so what is passive absorption? There will be no use of energy. Ordinary diffusion, it is there. Okay, they will follow the law of ordinary diffusion. So what is the law of ordinary diffusion? It is that one side the concentration should be more and the other side the concentration should be less, so that it can directly be transferred from the higher concentration to the lower concentration. Okay, this is the law of diffusion, simple diffusion. So that will be with the help of two processes again. There is ion exchange process, it is also known as Donnan equilibrium. So in case of, as the name is suggesting, ion equilibrium, means through the ions there will be an exchange or ion exchange, or Donnan equilibrium means there will be an exchange of ions within and outside of the cell side, so that the minerals will be taken inside in the form of ions. So what will be happening? These ionized minerals, they are exchanged with that mineral which is already present in the cell. Suppose outside it is present, suppose any sodium is there. Okay, any phosphates are present in the soil. Inside, suppose some potassium is there. So what will happen? There will be exchange. Some will go inside, another will come outside, and there will be balanced. Ionized minerals exchange with those which are present inside the cell. So anything can be present, either the cation or the anion. So the positive charge and the negative charge both will be present, which can be present anywhere, either in the soil or in the cell side. Okay. So what will happen? One ion will come inside, another will go outside, so that the number of amount of the positive and negative charge will be maintained. Okay, so this will be ion exchange, first process, and second is Donnan equilibrium. So in case of Donnan equilibrium, what is happening? The effect of indifferent indiffusible ions, means which cannot be diffused easily. Okay, that is generally present in proteins. So in the cell side, whatever proteins are present, that is indiffusible, they cannot be diffused easily. Okay, so the Donnan equilibrium comes in action. So what is happening here? That maintains the internal balance. Such ions do not require another ions. Means in this case, what is happening? Some of the internal ions that will be required for the exchange from the outside ions. Means in the cell sap whatever ions are present, and in the soil whatever ions are present, these two ions will interchange with each other, and so that the ionic concentration is maintained, the number of charges are maintained. So to maintain the internal balance, such ions require ions of other charge which they take from soil. Simply means inside the cell sap some ions are present, and outside the cell sap, that is soil, some ions are also present. So to maintain the balance, they both are coming with each other, okay, in interaction with each other. Some will come inside and some will go outside as per the need, as per the requirement. Okay, so this is very easy passive transport, because in passive transport no ATP utilization takes place. Okay. Now coming on to the active absorption. So the name itself, active absorption, simply it means there will be ATP utilization, adenosine triphosphate. There will be energy utilization. By the help of energy only, it will be moving from one side to another side. But in passive absorption, we have seen no energy absorption was taking place. There was no involvement of energy. But in active absorption, there will be involvement of energy or ATPs. So here you see. So it will be taking place through a carrier membrane. So a carrier membrane which will be present on the outside surface here in the plasma membrane. There are so many proteins which are present in the plasma membrane, which is acting as a carrier. Carrier molecules mean they will attach with these carrier molecules, these ions, example nitrate, phosphate, potassium, sodium. They will be attaching with these ions which are acting as a carrier to transport it inside the cell sap or inside the roots from the soil. So there we have seen that only a concentration difference was coming in action simply, but here with the help of this osmosis in cell sap it is coming, nitrates, phosphates, potassium, there is some carrier molecule which is helping it in coming inside the cell sap. So this is the difference. So in active absorption, no energy will come into action, energy do not take place, use of ATP is not taking place, but in case of active absorption there is some use of energy, due to which the concentration whatever is created, that concentration is overcome. The energy is used to overcome that concentration only, higher to lower concentration. Previously we have seen in passive absorption it was from higher to lower concentration, simply it was diffusion. But here what you are saying, from the lower to higher concentration also it can go once it is absorbing some energy. So the difference only is in one type energy will not take place, energy utilization will not take place. In active there will be utilization of energy. And the second thing is there is here in case of passive absorption no carrier molecules are involved. But in case of active transport, there is use of some carrier molecules. So carrier molecules means that type of molecules. Suppose this is your carrier molecule, it will be carrying the ions inside it and it will be taking inside the plant cell. So it will come inside the plant cell. So this was the topic of active and passive absorption. In the next class, we will study about the ascent of sap. Thank you.